I would just like to request everyone's attention for a moment. Ballarat Roller Derby has asked me to introduce a special guest. As a roller derby community, we come from lands far and wide, whether within the Kulin Nation or beyond. Ballarat normally skates and trains on the lands of the Wadawurrung people, and today we are skating on the lands of the Dja people. As such, we would ask you to pay attention to the middle, where our traditional owner of the lands, Shani Hamilton, has graciously attended to do a welcome to country. Thank you.
Hi everyone, thank you. My name's Shani Hamilton and I'm a proud Dja woman and absolutely honoured to be invited back this year to do another welcome to country. So Womenjika to Jara's Jandak, home of the Dja people, I welcome you all to country. This land has been cared for my people for thousands of years. As it remains a place of gathering, connection and strength, today we gather for the roller derby, bringing our own energy, skills and community spirits. I ask that you skate, play and cheer with respect for the land and the feet that your feet walk. Our ancestors walked here before and we'd like to keep that respect going. I wish all the skaters best of luck and enjoy your event. Thank you.
Welcome to Game 3 for today's Statewide Stampede semi-finals. We have in the red, the South Sea Banshees, up against, in the black, the home team of the tournament, Ballarat Roller Derby Rat Pack. I am Judy Bench. I am waiting for my co-commentator to come join me, so you'll be listening to me by myself for a little while as they make their way stunningly around the side of the track. While we have a little bit of time to start through the South Sea roster, we have 030 Bombshell, 08 Ducky, 1054 Spendy, 13 Grim Reaper, 24 Chaos, 252 Hot Jam Donut, 313 Princess Leia Apocalypse, 404 Fleabag, 500 Smiles, 77 Calamity Pain, 83 Vicious Citrus, 86 Bonnie Jovi, 88 Monk, and 999 M-Dog.
Hello. And now it's Hypodermic also on the mic alongside. I've had a bunch of officials pointed at me, so I'm going to read their names out as well. Oh, no, we want the Rat Pack. Okay. All right, so Ballarat Roller Derby, our marvellous hosts today. They've got the Rat Pack out to take on the Banshees. 01 is Freak Show Francis. 104 is Daisy Chainsaw. 106 is the Mad Splatter. That sounds familiar. I feel like we just saw them. 111 is Slasher Scissorhands. 1313 is Bunny. 15 is J-Rex. 166 is Birdie. 22 Corey. 266 is Beck. 38 Roast Mortem. 42 Rebecca. 55 Snipples. 77 is Vinda Skater. 814 is OG. 99 is Gussie. And we are off. Corey out for the Rat Pack.
And that's Bombshell for...
It is Bombshell. Loving that. Both hitting the back of the tripods there, pushing hard. And it looks like Corey has the lead for the first jam of this Game 3. Corey comes around for the scoring pass as Bombshell snags their initial. Corey calling it defensively, beautifully done. 4 points to 0. Textbook stuff.
This is going to be a pretty fast game.
Very much so. It'll keep the OPRs running, as they should.
Lining up now, we have in the red 999 M-Dog up against 01 Freak Show Francis. Jam is on. And we have Freak Show Francis out full lead, M-Dog not far behind. Oh, absolutely incredible offense there from Snipples, opening up the line, allowing Freak Show Francis to pick up 4 points and call off the jam.
Also very kind of them to do that exactly in front of us, so we get to see it in the commentary box. In the meantime, we have 42 Rebecca. 404 Fleabag lining up. Both hitting the back of the pack real hard. Strong defensive game from both teams there. Rebecca fighting their way through to the front, has made it through for lead. Fleabag still pushing hard at the back with a bunch of offense on their side now. As Rebecca hits the pack again for their scoring pass. Whole pack has only moved up to turn 1, but it's getting real squishy in there. Everyone's getting real friendly and knowing each other's postcodes. Still pushing. There's Rebecca through for their first scoring pass. Fleabag still pushing, looking for that inside line. And has gotten through. There they are for their initial. And a quick little defensive call by Rebecca. Beautifully done. 8 points for the Rat Pack. Bridging out a nice little handy initial lead, but as we know in roller derby, 16 points is nothing.
And I'm just going to say, it is great to see the return of Rebecca. So Rebecca, having been a long-term member with Ballarat, now back in playing full contact again. Lovely to see. Lining up now, we have Citrus up against Corey. Citrus taking a early lead to push towards the front of the pack. Still no lead actually assigned. And with that, Corey picks up lead. Little bit scrappy, but everyone's safe. Citrus out on their initial. Corey picking up some points and calling it off just as Snipples headed to the penalty box.
And a friendly high five between jammers there. That's the sort of jammer on jammer action we want to see. And both teams starting with a blocker disadvantage. Freak Show Francis up for the Rat Pack. Spendy up for the Banshees. And we're off. That is Jam 5. Freak Show Francis wasting absolutely no time getting into the middle of the triangle where the magic happens. Spendy about quarter of a track behind. Both jammers just punching through that defence. Both very talented jammers indeed. Freak Show Francis taking full advantage of pack rules there, pushing Banshee's defence right up. Snagging those 4 points. And 1 point to the Banshees. Just sneaking one in there.
And that puts them on the board. Lining up now, we have Rebecca versus M-Dog. Both jammers do have incredible speed. Nice hit out by Smiles to recycle Rebecca, allowing M-Dog out for lead. I believe this is the first lead for the Banshees for the game. Rebecca making easy work of the two blockers that were out on track for the Banshees. M-Dog also picking up points. And that was a 4-4 jam.
OG out for the Rat Pack. Bombshell for the Banshees as the 5 seconds call goes. Bombshell looking for that inside line but denied. OG goes to take it instead, but there's a great reform at the front by Banshees. And a recycle. In the meantime, Bombshell has snuck past the Rat Pack defence on the turn 1. And is through for the lead. Meanwhile, Pack moving fast around the outside. Now on the back straight, almost into turn 3. Great little snarl pass there, very sneaky, well done. Rat Pack through for their initial. As Bombshell calls it off, 4 points. Neatly taken. Rat Pack really working hard on the defensive play here, making sure that Banshees get as little as possible.
Lining up now, we have Corey up against Fleabag. Both jammers into the pack, all caught. Corey out full lead, Fleabag about quarter of a track behind. Hitting the pack, picking up points. I think 1 point. Is that right? I can't see quite. I think it is a 1 point. So I believe that should take the Rat Pack to 28, and the Banshees are on 9. We do appear to have a bit of track maintenance needed, so we'll just be having a little breather here while the officials and Ballarat work on getting that track all nice and safe for us again.
It's been a fun time with the track, I think. They've really been struggling. Sometimes the surface just does not want to take tape at all. While we're doing this, while they're sticking around, I'm just going to do a quick official shout out. So
we have Muggles, Shred Bundy, D Tension, Frankenherder, Paincakes, Nicholas Rage, Disaster Chief, Jack Rabbit, Intensive Claire Unit, and Bullseye, as well as
Rigor Mortis, General Pain, Slender Jam, Misdemeanor, Jackie Ono, Killer Curls, and Bad Juju. And thank you to Judy for taking over there when my Pepsi was having its revenge. I figured I wouldn't do that into the microphone for you all. Bit of a shout out to the live stream. We've got 9 people on there, so the crowd is really thriving. Decent crowd here though, which I am loving. Nice and chill.
See, I would be going to ask that question of how many people watching here actually know what roller derby is, but then you get all the veterans putting their hands up and being complete and utter smart asses like Rogue over there. Thanks, Beard, no.
I was going to say, much of the audience are the usual suspects. Looking very sus in general.
So Beard just dropped in a little bit of knowledge here. Apparently, Beard is so well known that today is Happy Beard Day, International Beard Day. He claims it's not named after him, but being that he's doing the live stream magic, I think it is.
Happy Beard Day to us all. Be the beard you want to see in the world.
I mean, being a Ballarat
I wonder what the
local.
Okay, I'm curious now. What is the actual motto of International Beard Day?
I am looking forward to finding this out once you get that knowledge up there. We are still having a little bit of track maintenance. Jackie Ono was very diligent and managed to find a spot that had been missed. But for those in the venue, remember, we do have lovely stalls for you to go and check out. If you haven't already, highly recommend the bake sale. There are some really, really delicious things over there. But we also have Pineapple Page, Hey Rainbow, the Chico Rollers Dragon City Roller Derby merch, I believe, is over there as well. Clay Creations by Deb, So Neurodivergent, Kira Hudson, Nightmare Active, and Potatoes Gems. Do make sure that you check out the stalls. Never know what kind of goodies you can find. We now have Freak Show Francis and Spendy going up against each other. Freak Show Francis realised straight away what had happened, so we are on a power jam with Spendy pushing the last two blockers at the front to pick up lead. Massive hit there from Chaos of the Banshees. The speed on the return from Freak Show Francis there was incredible. Out of the penalty box, very quickly hitting the back of the pack. And that was good awareness by the pack for the Banshees, as well as the bench, managing to make sure that Spendy called that off before much damage could be done from Freak Show Francis. So that was an 8-1 jam in the favour of the Banshees.
12 points the difference now. Still nothing in derby terms, and we're still in very early days. Seeing some really intense offense from both sides. M-Dog finding that inside line. Gap that I didn't even see there, to be honest. In the meantime, Rebecca pushing through the back of the pack. And getting a penalty for forearms, unfortunately. So it's now a power jam to M-Dog and the Banshees. Pack is now set up on turn 2. M-Dog pushing hard, looking for one space then another. There's a lot of offense through from the Banshees, doing great. Really excellent play to see from both sides. Now set up on turn 3, moving around to turn 4. Pack keeps moving, just keeping the OBRs busy. And now returning to the track is Rat Pack Jammer Rebecca, bouncing off the tripod and finding that inside line. Beautifully done. Through for their initial. As M-Dog comes around to the back of the pack. The pack having done a full lap now. And M-Dog quickly calling it before any points can be scored. Fantastic jam for M-Dog and for the Banshees. 33 to 29 now, as you can see how quickly the score can change. Just quickly, I didn't find out what the tagline, oh, we've got a timeout from Team Black, that'll be Ballarat. Didn't find out what the tagline for World Beard Day is, but the fun fact is that the biggest weight lifted by a human beard was Antanas Kontrimas of Lithuania, using his beard to lift an 140-pound woman. There you go.
Woo!
Whatever that is in metric.
That would be around 70, 75.
It's very impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got the halftime entertainment sorted by Beard then, obviously. Beard will be lifting me.
The challenge has been set for Beard to lift hypodermic.
What could possibly go wrong?
Just taking the time out here to once again thank Social Grind with their photography, having just played, coming out and now doing all the happy snaps for us. Thank you so much.
That's all right. They've got their wonderful crochet work there to soak up all their sweat. And fantastic Beard-themed music there from Beard. Okay, Corey coming up against Bombshell. Bombshell finding a space around the outside that should not have been there. seems to be the theme of this game, definitely. Corey, in the meantime, brute forcing their way through. Quick call from Bombshell to make sure. Getting the 1 point and 2 points for Bombshell and the Banshees. Mr. Beamer rocking out there.
So both teams keeping it nice and close, 35-30 with the Banshees in the lead. Ooh. 35-31, there was a little bit of a correction there in scores. So we have Freak Show Francis up against Fleabag, it looks like. Fleabag has picked up lead. Calling it off before any points could be put up. However, it is putting the Banshees at a 2-skater deficit for the next lineup.
And Rebecca for the Rat Pack looking to take full advantage of that. Spendy for the Banshees hoping to sneak through before. And more track. Shout out to Ballarat Roller Derby. And it's going to be beards all the way on the soundtrack. I'm not mad about this, to be honest. Ra doesn't seem that impressed, but that's fine. Oh, you've got a beard inside, don't worry. We believe in you.
Embrace the internal beard.
Exactly. Beard is a way of life, not necessarily a facial adornment. Or something, I don't know. It's starting to sound like a cult at this point.
All hail the beard. No, wait, hang on.
All hail? Okay, we are back up and running.
Before we get too distracted, we have, as we mentioned before, Rebecca up against Spendy. Rebecca picking up a quick lead, as expected. And I have kind of just taken over mix commentary. We're alternating, but we're also alternating in the alternating. Rebecca picking up some points there, calling it off.
After a neat little hit out from Chaos there. Excellent defense.
And look at that, it is a 1-point game.
There we go. I always like it when the points are nice and close and I don't have to do too much complicated maths. Okay, we've got M-Dog up against, oh gee. I assume that's how I'm supposed to pronounce it. Both teams are blocker down. And we're still arguing about who should be refereeing this one. Commenting. Never mind. Words are not wordsing. Both jammers stuck in their respective tripods, pushing hard as the pack stretches out all the way around turn 1 and 2, but M-Dog has snuck through as lead. OG still squeezed at the back of the pack there, doing their level best. M-Dog again looking for gaps as, hey, Snipples has snuck around, taking the star pass. Now they're the jammer. Pack on the move, making the OPRs work for their money. Round 2, turn 1, now down round to the front straight again. Snipples through for 4 points. Pack stretching out again. Lots of shouting for the benches. As both jammers continuing to do excellent laps, scoring points. M-Dog again into the pack and calling it before Simples can snag anything more. Excellent pressure put on by Rat Pack, but also really, really good jamming by M-Dog there. 11 points to 8 in that jam, so that blows out the lead to 46 to 42. Still only 4 points in it.
You might even say that just doubled the lead.
Technically correct, which is the best kind of correct.
We now have Bombshell up against Corey. Oh, lovely toe stop work along the inside line there, allowing Bombshell to pick up lead. Corey is about half a track behind. Quite see the hands there.
Corey trying for a point there. It's always worth a try.
I do love Sliders just laughing it off. I'm like, no.
No soup for you.
So that was a 3-0 jam there for the Banshees.
Fleabag up against Freak Show Francis now. Full defensive lineups for both teams. Once again, both jammers hitting the packs hard. Freak Show Francis through for the lead with a bit of a tumble on the turn one. And now Fleabag coming round about half a track behind as the pack starts moving fast. Freak Show Francis timing that just right. Fleabag almost getting a point as they fell. And we are now 49 to 44.
I will say that was beautiful communication between the OPR and the jammer ref, just to double check in regards to points totals.
Love to see it.
We now have Spendy up against Rebecca. Spendy pushing the blockers all the way out, picking up lead. Rebecca with a bit of a hard hit on Grim, totally legal though, out for their initial. Very quick jam.
Spendy doing the most relaxed call-off I've ever seen, pretty much leaning over backwards, just chilling. Okay, now we've got Corey coming up against Vicious Citrus. Definitely one of the best names in roller derby, I think, Citrus. We've all been there. Citrus pushing through to the inside line as Corey muscles their way through as well. It's lead to Corey, but only just. Citrus right behind them. Both teams looking for maximum grip on, both jammers, sorry, looking for maximum grip on this floor as the pack continues to move up. Corey sneaking around the inside line there, getting 2 points and stopping Banshees from getting anything. Beautifully done. We're seeing some really high quality play out there from both teams. Some excellent offense and defense. And that pops our leader from 53 to 46.
There is a lot on the line for this game, so both teams are pulling out all the stops.
In it to win it. We are playing for sheep stations now.
Well, at least a spot in the grand final for first.
This is true. back after a little bit of track repair. M-Dog pushing up, and it looks like Corey is now in the bin. Must have been a late penalty call on Corey. So a power jam start for M-Dog. Looks like Banshees have tried to grab a goat, but they are having none of that. I personally wouldn't be trying to keep Gussie as a goat. It would be the most ill-tempered goat you've ever seen. Banshees Rat Pack defense doing extremely well here. And lead to Corey from out of the box, which is quite the achievement. Well done. Credit to their team. M-Dog announced for their initial, and Corey calling it. Beautifully done.
I don't think that would have been picked up on the live stream, but there was a very, very cute little wave, a wiggle of fingers from Corey as they skated past.
There is a very special bond between Jammer and Jam Ref, known nowhere else.
That's right, Bashful Slender. Freak Show Francis up against Bombshell, and I blinked, missed the Freak Show Francis on the inside picking up lead. That was that quick. Bombshell has pushed the Rat Pack blockers out, managing to pick up their initial. Ooh, some fancy footwork there. Managed to pick up all 4 points, got hit out, wasn't certain if they needed to reset, and just went, you know what, let's call.
Sometimes that's the best call.
But do you realise what that means? Lead change.
A lead change. Wooly dooly. You heard it here first, folks. 54 to 53. Okay, we've got Corey coming up against Fleabag. A little bit of attempted jammer on jammer action there. And the attempt being because Rat Pack are 2 blockers down. Now to back to 1 blocker down. As Fleabag comes through with the lead, Corey hot on their tail. That would be extremely intimidating. Corey's still looking for there's lots of little hand signals going on here.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
I mean, that's where it's at.
I believe that was 2 apiece.
I believe you are correct.
Although, okay, so we've got the first 2 have gone up. Just waiting. Rebecca up against Spendy. Spendy picking up lead. Rebecca right behind. Hit there from Princess, knocking Rebecca to the floor. And I believe it was Gussie knocking Spendy to the floor. Rebecca doing a bit of a somersault flip roll, almost worm, picking up there 4 points. I know it's not a thin and roller derby, but that definitely deserved extra for style.
Points for style should definitely be a thing. I can't see any way they could possibly go wrong. Quick little shout out to Snipples there for some absolutely amazing offense, helping Rebecca through.
Okay,
It looks like we've got a timeout.
we do.
Can't tell which kind, but that's fine.
No, it's just an official timeout, and I do believe I know the reason why.
Ah,
Because there is some clarification over scores.
that does make sense.
So for the jam previously, one lot of points had gone up, the other lot had not at the start of the jam. So at the moment, we are still in the time frame where you can have it all fixed up after the next jam. However, you can't do it the whole game.
This is true. Just a quick shout out to the ARC Daylesford, fantastic hosts and a lovely surface. Now that it's starting to warm up a little bit anyway. Daylesford always very, very good.
We have an
at
official
putting on
review.
A very chilly time. Looks like we've gone to an official review now. Judy Bench is going to sneak in and get the down low. In the meantime, we've got, I believe, 16 people in the live chat. Those in the live chat, feel free to pop something in the chat if you want a little shout out. Just keep it family friendly. I know what you kids are like. Okay, shout out to Rick Mortis, our head ref for this game. Judy Bench is going to come back and explain what happened there in a moment. Looked like it was a very chatty, talky one.
Okay, so that was an official review from the Banshees, looking to get a cut call penalty on Rebecca for Ballarat. While what they had said had occurred, no one had visuals to see if there was any advantage gained from the movement, or if it had been recycled properly, and because no one had eyes on that particular movement, no call stands.
The officials, as usual, stuck in that quandary of having to have eyes on every jammer's legs, arms, and bodies at all times. It turns out they've only got one pair of eyes each, which is very frustrating. Okay, so we've got Freak Show Francis, unfortunately, cut track into the bin. In the meantime, I believe it was M-Dog. Quick little star pass around to Smiles. Smiles, there we go. Simple name, very effective. And that means that it will be a full 2-point jam. 2-minute jam. And my words.
You've had a lot on this morning, so it's okay.
Look, I don't even know if that would have made a difference, to be honest. Big defence from Banshees there. Chaos and Bonnie working together very well to try and slow Freak Show Francis down. It's quite a job. Freak Show moves extremely fast and is very, very jukey and pushy. Pack stretching out, and we're just going to quickly take a pause. All right, we've got the boppiest version of this song I've ever heard. As we get into some track repairs as well. Apologies. Apparently hitting the microphone with your earpiece, not that professional.
Not the smartest move.
particularly considering it was loud in my ear, both from being hit and from the noise of it. Yeah. 0 points.
I will just say, once again, massive shout out to Deadly Sports Plus, keeping us safe, being very quick on the action. Love them. They understand Derby and really look out for us. So.
Okay, speaking of 0 points, that is the difference between our teams at the moment, 64 versus 64.
And Corey with a big hit against a bombshell right off the whistle, picking up lead. Bombshell about a quarter of a track behind. I do believe there was some whistles there, but I didn't see what it was. Corey once again with the wiggle wiggle. I want more points than you're giving me. Come on, Slender. It's very, very cute.
Slender appears highly resistant to this kind of flattery, but
probably a good thing.
I think so.
Impartiality.
We definitely shouldn't let jammers score themselves. M-Dog up against Freak Show Francis here. Both jammers doing some juking around each other and coming into the pack. Freak Show snagging a little front spot there. Smiles trying to chase down, but not quite. Not quite snagging it. M-Dog through for their initial. Freak Show hitting the back of the pack again. It's all moved around to the back straight away. Just keeping their skates inside. M-Dog with a beautiful gap filler there. That was fantastic around the outside. As the pack has now moved around to turn 3. Both jammers making short work of both defences. They both seem to be able to approach the back of the pack and suddenly be exactly where you don't want them to be or expect them to be. And that is 8 points to the Rat Pack, 4 points to Banshees.
And for those watching on the live stream, we are not ignoring you. Unfortunately, I don't know what's going on. We just can't see anything in chat at the moment. So apologies. I do believe Hawkeye have been sending through some messages that we haven't seen, cheering on the Banshees. And anyone else who might have, we're sorry, we've missed you. Fleabag picking up a very quick lead up against Rebecca, who is now out on their initial. Fleabag through for 4 points. Princess trying to slow down Rebecca, unfortunately picking up a penalty in doing so. So that was points to both jammers in that one, taking us into the intermission, I do believe. And we have a 2-point game going into intermission. 76 for the Banshees, 78 for the Rat Pack.
It does not really get much closer than that. This is neck and neck in Derby terms, in anyone's terms really. So we're very much looking forward to period 2, and we'll see you back in about 14 minutes. Okay, we are back on for roller derby. Just in case you're wondering what we're watching, Slender Jam has decided to join us. Very kind of them. We are here for period 2 of game 3 here on Saturday, whatever date it is, 6th of September, statewide semi-finals. And we are off Jam 1, period 2. We have Bombshell up against Corey. Corey finding a space around the outside. Bombshell also snagging in that space. The pack moving fast now around to the back straightaway. And a bit of a tumble there. Corey sneaking through and calling as they go. 4 points to the Rat Pack. No points to the Banshees. Clever call off. Coming up next for Jam 2, we've got M-Dog versus Freak Show Francis. Both very jukey jammy jammers. Jammy jammers? Whatever that is. I'm running out of words, can you tell? Freak Show Francis through for the lead. Really touching that inside line. As the pack stretches around the turn 1 and 2. Big leap from Freak Show Francis. Lands it on a knee. As long as you get that one skate down, an apex jump is still an apex jump. M-Dog around 4 there, initial. Freak Show Francis looking for that outside line, not quite getting it. Seeing M-Dog coming and goes, you know what, no points for you. And that is a 7-point jam to the Rat Pack.
And lining up now, we have Fleabag up against Rebecca. A little bit of confusion in regards to who was on track or not. Everything looks to be all okay now. Rebecca down the inside line, picking up lead. At the moment, this is going kind of the way that the start of the first half did, with Ballarat coming out very strongly for the first few jams. Rebecca picked up 4 points, called it off, just as Fleabag had gotten out on their initial.
Corey and Spendy sharing a bit of hug there. It's all fun and games until the whistle blows. And now they're back to being mortal enemies. Looks like both packs are a blocker down. 2 blockers down for the Rat Pack. Bit of a tumble there. And a big hit from Corey pushing through Chaos. As Spendy almost finds that outside line, but somehow balances. I think they broke some laws of physics there. That's a big falls, that one. And we're just going to pause for an official timeout there. While that's going on, we've had Hawkeye messaging us saying that we need to do a shout out of Faces of Roller Derby. He's been putting a book together with a whole bunch of portrait shots. I can recommend them. He does a really gorgeous portrait, I've got to say. It's almost like he's done a bit of photography before. Anyway, he is putting that together in a bit of a book. Soon, TM, there will be a Kickstarter, so you can pre-order that book, and we're relying on that Kickstarter to get the book over the line. Publishing, as it turns out, pretty expensive business. So yes, if you can, follow the Facebook Faces of Roller Derby page and be part of a really, really important bit of roller derby history.
It was a very ambitious project that he took on board. Very ambitious.
Hawkeye,
It
ambitious.
started
would
small,
not have
kind
said
of blew up in his face a little bit in terms of how popular it's been,
That's the
which,
things I want
to
to
be
do.
fair, he was offering free face headshots kind of thing as, you know, payment for being in the book, so always worthwhile. Derby people do love their photos,
It's true.
which is why we have social media grind taking happy snaps for us.
Absolutely. I don't think I've met many derby people who shy away from the spotlight, to be honest.
So having this kind of project, definitely support Hawkeye and, you know, as you said, be part of this history.
Absolutely. So that's the Faces of Roller Derby project on all of your social media feeds.
The other big thing we really should draw attention to for those in the venue, the raffle is going to be drawn at 5 p.m. So please, if you are interested in winning any of the prizes, go over and buy your tickets before 5 p.m.
Actually, I prefer you not buy any tickets because that reduces my chances of winning. So
Yes,
maybe don't.
but being a fundraiser for the
I
league,
suppose for the kiddies.
we've got to be nice. We've got to allow Ballarat to get their fundraising done,
This is true.
even when you want to win everything.
I'll allow it just this once. So you can buy a few tickets, just not more than 10. No, buy as many tickets as you can. I believe this is part of the fundraiser of trying to get Ballarat's juniors to Border Clash in Geelong in October. Big 2 days of action there. And just a quick shout out to Border Clash. Really, really good spot to learn your craft of NSIing and reffing. So if you're keen to get on board with that, put your name down, reach out to your local officials coordinator and or the Border Clash folks, and they will send you the expression of interest form. And I can thoroughly recommend reffing juniors. It is so much fun. They are utterly fearless. Slightly frightening, but they are very, very fun and very respectful.
We have actually seen today already a few previous juniors who have aged out and are now playing in the adults. You know, we've had the Rumour and Never Ending Rory from the Witches. I mean, M-Dog in this game is former juniors. Last game we had One Hit Wonder, who is a former junior.
Looks like an official review called by the Banshees. Judy Bench is going to do a run as the music kicks back in.
official timeout, official review side of things. Firstly, a couple of people have been checked out by first aid, so that's part of the reason why it took so long. There has been a lot of discussion about different things, so lots of things got lumped into the one official review. The Banshees were looking for a second penalty against the jammer. Their official review has been denied. So the call that was originally there has stood. Because Corey did get checked out by first aid, we will have a power jam start with Freak Show Francis taking Corey's position in the penalty box. I believe it was Freak Show Francis. So we have Spendy starting on a power jam.
Wasting absolutely no time there. Straight out and through for the lead. Coming around the back of the pack and in. The pack has barely moved. Banshees now have a goat. Couldn't slow them down for long. Spendy. Lots of tumbles here. We are really getting to the point where this is serious business. Finals, nobody is leaving anything on the track. Spendy pushing the pack out as best they can. Banshees holding. As the pack continues to stretch around to turn 2. Spendy fighting that outside line. Beautifully done. A little sneak around the outside of the Rat Pack defence. And once again engaging the pack. It's still only moved up to turn 1. As now Freak Show Francis is back out of the box and pushes straight through. Got quite a few tumbles happening. Spendy calling it on turn 1, denying Freak Show Francis any points, getting about 3 themselves. And I've been asked by some excited Ballarat spectators to give a shout out to Sky the Tape Guy. Big shout out for Sky the Tape Guy.
Over in the doorway with his trusty tape.
Absolutely.
And
Okay.
we have a Bombshell up against Rebecca. Both engaging the pack strongly. Once again, Rebecca with lovely footwork on the inside line. Snipples with a last second hit out to draw Bombshell back, while Rebecca has hit the pack to pick up points. And Bombshell is now out on their initial. Rebecca being nice and safe, making sure that they were legally on the track, picking up 4, calling it off, protecting their slight lead of 13 points.
Still very much anyone's game at this point. We've got 23 minutes and 20 seconds left in this period as M-Dog and Freak Show Francis line up. Both packs formed right up on that jam line, looking to give them no space. Freak Show Francis on the outside, M-Dog on the inside, both finding gaps that once again should not be there. And that is no shade on the defence. I know exactly how hard these folks are to stop. A little sneak down the inside once again from Freak Show Francis. But not before M-Dog manages to snag 2 points. That's 4-2 that jam, so 104 to 89 now. Still really nothing in this. 15 points, is my math correct? Yeah, look at me go. I can math. Okay, now we've got Rebecca versus Fleabag. And they're off again. Once again, really keeping it very tight, close to the line. As both jammers push hard. Fleabag stretching out the Rat Pack defence until they can find a gap. Meanwhile, Rebecca in the middle there, pushing and juking as best they can as Fleabag comes around and re-engages. Banshee's losing a blocker to a forearm penalty. Pack stretching out once again as we come around to the back straight. Rebecca hitting hard, getting burritoed out by a strong Banshees defense. Unfortunately, coming in just ahead of the red blocker's hips. Clever little pushback there from, I believe it was 313, yes, Princess Leia Apocalypse. And that means it's a power jam to Fleabag. Power jam and in the lead as well. Big push. Rat Pack now a blocker down and a jammer down. As Banshees come through with a big sweep and then stop. More pushing for Fleabag to do. Round there, turn one as the pack stretches right out. Rebecca now out of the box and comes straight back in. And that is called. Fantastic jam from the Banshees there. Fleabag taking full advantage of that 30 seconds they had to do what they pleased with. 14-4 is the point score there, bringing that point margin back to just 5 points. Both teams have now cracked the ton.
Lining up now, we have Spendy up against Freak Show Francis. A few whistles back and forth. It looks like Freak Show Francis did manage to pick up lead just before being recycled back into the pack. Spendy managing to get out first in terms of exiting the engagement zone. However, because a Freak Show had already picked up lead, they were able to call it off straight away.
Okay, and now we are off for Jam 10 on period 2. Rebecca up against Bombshell. Pack already stretching right out with a no pack call. Banshees unfortunately losing a blocker to that one. Got to be really pack aware. These refs are right onto it, as they should be. Now we're around to turn 1 and 2. Bombshell going for a big hit as Rebecca pushes around the inside. Snagging their 4 points. Banshees now 2 blockers down. As Bombshell calls it before Rebecca can snag any points. Very fast moving match this one. The team that swings together. No, wait, that doesn't sound right. Okay, now we've got M-Dog up against Freak Show Francis. Banshees with a 2 blocker disadvantage. Freak Show Francis taking absolutely no time to zip around that one. M-Dog finding a spot on the inside there with a little wrap around. Once again, both of them breaking the laws of physics to make this work. Pack moving very fast. Freak Show Francis once again doing the outside line. Little step back and call. Catching 3 points, but denying Banshees any points. 115 or 106 now.
Lining up now, we have OG versus Fleabag. Sorry for that, my voice just cracked on that. So it's G versus Flea. Both jammers pushing hard against the various tripods. Fleabag picking up lead. G being drawn backwards by Chaos. Lee picking up points. Another scoring pass by Fleabag. This kind of jam is exactly what they needed. Another big hit there by Chaos. Although good awareness by Snipples to stop the run back from being too far. Fleabag picking up more points. G is now on, I believe, their scoring parts. Lots of recycling, lots of drawing back on blockers, as well as jammers. And that was a monster jam there from Fleabag. But G also put up a lot of points, so that was a 20-7 jam with the Banshees now taking the lead again by 4 points.
And as you can see, that is just how quickly the league can change. Freakshow Francis coming up against Spendy now. And both packs in that last jam really, both sets of blockers really having to work hard on pack. Freakshow Francis sneaking around the outside, one of their favourite things to do. Spendy, on the other hand, pushing through a few on muscle. Gus trying to slow them down as best they can, but you can only ever slow the Spendy down. Freakshow through for the 4 points and calls it before Spendy can nab anything extra. Evening the point score, 126 to 126. With 13 and a half minutes to go in this second period. It quite literally doesn't get closer than this. And on the plus side, I don't have to do any maths. Freakshow Francis, again, coming up against Bombshell. Freakshow attempts to follow Bombshell through, but shut down by the Banshee defense. Bombshell copping a penalty, and now it is a power jam to the Rat Pack. Freakshow Francis in the lead as well, with 30 seconds to have fun with that. Coming around to turn 1 and 2 as the pack is moving gently around. Big attempt to catch there from Ronnie Jovi, but just couldn't quite catch Freakshow. Very, very fast. Now coming into the back straight. Meanwhile, Bombshell has returned to the track. Comes around for their initial. Freakshow Francis steps back up and calls it gently. It wasn't quite a fall then call, more of a fall stand up and then call, but you know, it's in the spirit of the thing. 10 points for Freakshow there. Excellent work blowing their lead out to 10 points. Judy having a little bit of microphone trouble there. I'll keep going. We've got M-Dog and Rebecca. Rebecca looking for something on the inside there, but couldn't quite make it work. In the meantime, M-Dog attempting to dismantle the tripod, unfortunately getting a cut track penalty in the process. Meanwhile, Rebecca has lead jam status.
I'm just going to jump in, double check that my mic now works.
Check, check, 1, 2.
Keep going, Mick.
Rebecca making full use of that power jam status. Now it's in the other way. Snagging a whole 4 points for the Rat Pack. 14 points the difference now, 140 to 126. Still anyone's game from this point.
I think we're going to be saying that a lot in the next 10 minutes.
We really are. Banshee's looking to slow things down a little bit with a timeout. Very, very good idea.
And while we've got the time, let's go through a couple of points to say.
Yeah, why not? So we've still got the sausage sizzle and bake sale going. I have partook. I have partook. Whatever the word is of the bake sale. No turduckens. Very disappointing. Yes, I have partaken of the bake sale. It is extremely delicious. Can recommend.
I was lucky enough to get one of the Biscoff cheesecake cups and highly recommend, but there was only limited amounts over there.
Are there any of those left?
I don't know, because I brought it before my game. So
Biscoff cheesecake cups. I think that sounds very, very nice. There's also a sausage sizzle going on outside. And of course there is the raffle that we mentioned before. All the proceeds are going to getting Ballarat's juniors to Border Clash.
And as the refs have just reminded me, while they're in their middle, we do have the coffee van still serving coffee at the moment for those in venue who need a bit of a pick-me-up.
As do we all. As you can see, I'm just gently nomming away on sugar here. I don't drink coffee. Times like this, I wish I did.
And we currently have Preacher Francis up on a power jam. Jam having been called off while M-Dog was still in the penalty box, so giving Preacher Francis every benefit to really cement some points in this game. Managing to get through very quickly to pick up lead. Very aware of where their feet have gone, so no cut track from this angle at least. M-Dog out, picking up initial, causing the call off.
Beautiful work from both teams on their defences. I feel like that's really been the theme of the roller derby today, has been excellent, excellent defence against some fantastic jamming. Fleabag now, up against Freak Show Francis again.
Well, when you're that good and you have that much endurance, why not?
Yeah, where do they get the energy? Another power jam, unfortunately, Fleabag copping a penalty. As Freak Show Francis gets recycled, still no initial. Still no lead jammer status for either team. As they're coming around to turn 1 now. Freak Show is through for the lead, has managed to sneak past Banshee defence with a lot of offensive help. As we come around to turn 1 again, Freak Show going for that inside line, getting shut down. As Fleabag comes through for their initial. Freak Show sneaks through, calls it off, having gotten their 4 points. Rat Pack just inching their lead out bit by bit. That being said though, it is still only 22 points in it, which is just 1 or 2 jams to be honest. Rebecca coming up against Spendy. Full defensive lineups for both teams. As you can see, both jammers getting immediately shut down by major walls. As the pack starts to stretch out around turns 1 and 2. Rebecca sneaking through for lead. And Spendy comes through for their initial. Both defences making these jammers work real hard. Which is the last thing you want to be doing at this stage of the game. 7.5 minutes to go. The exhaustion will really be starting to kick in now. The adrenaline will be wearing off. I think that goes for the OPRs as well.
We probably will have a little bit of track maintenance to be done. Both Mish and Slender on it though. Not just jam refs, track repair as well.
Multi-talented individuals.
I was just about to bobble onto that. Freak Show Francis up again, up against Bombshell. And this kind of game is very much where you'll start seeing a lot of the tactics of doubling up, tripling up when needed. People who are managing to get out, get lead, are going to be put out constantly. And lots of strategy over when to run the jam and when to call it off. Bombshell out on initial. Trying to close in quickly. Nice backwards entry into the pack by Freak Show Francis to call it off and protect the points while picking up a couple.
And good defensive work there from Rat Pack, making sure they gave up no points. Just got to keep those hips in front. M-Dog now up against Rebecca. Full defensive lineups for both teams. Setting up real close to that jammer line, making sure that they can get no momentum whatsoever. Both of these jammers are real momentum jammers. Pack stretching right out until M-Dog can take full advantage of that, sneaks around. Rat Pack losing a blocker in the process, but also Banshees. Both a blocker down. Pack once again stretching out as M-Dog comes around for their scoring pass. Rebecca on their initial. And a real sprint skate there between OG and M-Dog. Rebecca coming around for 4 points as well. Setting up on the apex of turn 3 and 2. Rebecca going for the apex jump. It's stopped by Smiles. Unfortunately, that means that once again, Banshees are a blocker down. Big scoring jam this one. M-Dog still in the lead. Both jammers once again just coming up against such determined defense, not allowing them any room to breathe or to get any sort of momentum up. M-Dog with an excellent little wrap around Rat Pack blocker there. And that is the full jam, I believe. Really made them work. So that is a 20-point to 16-point jam. Massive, massive points. 4-point advantage to the Banshees, but It's still 172 to 146 in the favour of the Rat Pack.
And we have just over 3.5 minutes left.
Very, very close now.
So we have Fleabag up against Freak Show Francis. Lots of hitting the floor, tumbles and everything, and it looks like it is a power jam in favour of Fleabag, who just took a massive hit, got him back up, getting out for lead, and now to make use of the power jam. Points on the board for Fleabag. Very fast exit from the penalty box from Freak Show Francis. Unfortunately slid out to the inside, so had to reset. Flea following the directions from Bruiser on the bench, calling it off, minimising any chance of damage to the score, while picking up 8 points in the meantime.
Perfect little situation for Banshees there, having the lead jam and power jam status. Calling a little time out there just to take a breath and relax. Our point score now at 172 to 154. If my math is correct, I believe that's an 18-point differential. Look at me go.
And you said you couldn't math.
I still can't math, to be honest. Yeah, it's my point stands.
So does theirs.
Big shout outs to our streaming partner this weekend, Beardcasts, who supplied this equipment. Sitting there in the marvellous rainbow utility kilt with matching rainbow socks. And of course, because he is a big old nerd, a PAX hoodie. Only the finest of nerds can grab one of those.
Well, he is an enforcer, so...
It's true, very much so. But he puts an excellent little show on.
And as we said earlier, it is, you know, International Beard Day, so of course we're giving beard love.
Absolutely. He still has not lifted me with his beard.
I'm
looking forward
disappointed.
to this, yeah.
I was hoping that was our halftime entertainment.
So was I. We'll see. Freak Show Francis coming up against Bombshell now. 2 minutes to go in this period. Freak Show Francis finding an inside line there for lead. And many penalties nipping around here as Bombshell comes around for their initial.
I'm just going to interject and say we only have one blocker.
It is.
The Rat Pack at the moment.
One lone blocker for the Rat Pack, 2 no blockers only for Banshees. The penalty box getting a real workout. And a nice little spinny on the knees call off from Freak Show Francis. As they say, do the sports crime, do the sports time.
I
Another
actually
timeout.
haven't heard that.
Look, it's what I say, and that is the main thing. We have another timeout, I believe, from the Banshees.
Yeah, so
This is their final timeout.
some clock management happening there from the bench crew, trying to make sure that they have as much time as possible.
Absolutely. Just to slow things down, take a breath.
It also gives the officials a chance to catch up. The
Very,
poor,
very true.
poor penalty box timers are having to write down all of the numbers,
Absolutely.
tally everything.
So, the scores are now 180 to 158 in favour of the Rat Pack. I believe that is a 22-point differential It is going to be a bit of a challenge to bring that one back for the Banshees, but very, very possible.
And it looks like we're going out with two speedsters.
Two very speedy little guys. A teeny tiny pack out there.
Okay. We have M-Dog out there picking up lead. Rebecca very close behind. Beck trying her best as the solo blocker. Now having Snipples coming out to reform, with Bonnie and Kay having their strong 2-wall. I do believe we are going to have M-Dog on a power jam as Rebecca got called for a back block. M-Dog picking up 4 points there. We have 3 blockers for the Rat Pack out there. 4th now coming in. M-Dog making light work of that at the moment. Both packs are full out there.
Big chase down attempt from Snipples there, but M-Dog seeing it coming.
Spinning backwards, managing to keep feet inside, picking up another 4 points.
Once again, very kind of M-Dog to do that right in front of the commentary box. That was a delight to watch.
Rebecca doing a bit of jammer on jammer, trying to slow M-Dog down to sneak through. Lots of awareness from everyone in regards to ensuring that no one really got held up in that kerfuffle, shall we say? Kerfuffle is a good word.
Good word.
Both jammers are scoring points at the moment. M-Dog putting everything on the line, trying to reduce the deficit. Has got it down to a 10-point difference at the moment.
Rebecca in the meantime trying to push that deficit out. 4 points on the board.
However, I do believe, unfortunately, that the time has gone against the Banshees, which means the local hosts of Ballarat Roller Derby currently has the score of 188 to 178. Just waiting for the rolling whistle to signify that that is the final score.
Absolutely. And a big shout out again to our officials. That was a very complex game.
That had a lot of different things going on.
Absolutely.
A lot of feeling, a lot of heart.
As we would expect from any finals, semi-finals, and so on. Both Rat Pack and Banshees leaving nothing out on the track.
And a huge thank you to Deadly Sports Plus. There was a lot happening in that game, and they managed to keep us all safe, keep us all healthy, getting us all back out there.
Absolutely. That is the main thing.
Still waiting for that rolling whistle. Disaster Chief is all over it, just waiting to make sure everyone is happy. And it's official.
There it is.
The Rat Pack taking out this game by 10 points.
Such a close game the entire time. Several lead changes, and then to have only 10 points in it at the final jam. Excellent play from both teams.
We are running a little bit behind schedule at the moment. There will be probably a slight change to how long between the games. However, they will be making sure that the teams up next will have enough time to warm up safely.
And that will be the game between KCR, that's Kingston City Rollers, the Royals, and Dragon City Roller Derby, the Chico Rollers. In the meantime, big round of applause for both of these teams who have played their hearts out. I've been Hypodermic.
And I've been Chitty Bench. Stick around for the next game. I will be running you through that as soon as I know what time I need to be back at the table.